Hey guys, what's up? Cyphlin here, and today we're going to be talking about how you guys can prepare for the Plains of Eidolon. So if you've been living under a rock and you have no idea what the Plains of Eidolon is, the Plains of Eidolon is basically an open world environment that Digital Extremes are adding into the game in the next update, which also includes weapon crafting, a village of colonists, which is known as Cetus, which sounds kind of weird, but it's also very unique and cool, so check it out. And yeah, a bunch of other really cool stuff, as well as like reworks and stuff like that there. So I'm not going to spoil everything, because of course you guys are probably going to want to like play it and experience the new things for yourself, but I am going to help you guys prepare and kind of let you guys know what I'm personally going to be doing for whenever Plains of Eidolon comes out next week. So basically, the big change that's coming into the game is the sledgehammer or rework of the focus system, right? And basically what's going to be happening, your focus, which is this here, this is all different skill trees right here, this is going to be completely reworked. So the general concept of all the trees are going to stay the same, except the abilities are going to be changed, and it's going to be more focused. Get it? Focused. It's going to be more focused around basically just making your operator more of a playable character, right? So he's more effective in combat. So if you guys haven't completed the War of In, you can basically do this, right? You guys won't understand the lore implementations behind this, but, you know, you have the ability to walk around as your little, you know, Tenno Space Midget while your Warframe stands AFK and kind of just, you know, Power Ranger stances it, right? So you can go back into your little pod thing, and you can also do like your ghost mode, which is where you hold 5 and then they do like this weird sort of like, you know, power energy thing. They just do a thing, and it basically activates your passives, right? So that's going to be changed, and it's going to be more focused around, you know, basically using the abilities that you can use in this little operator mode, which I can't demonstrate because I am in the ship. But basically you have like a void blast, which is kind of like where the operator puts his hands out in front of you, or himself, and then like pushes all the enemies back. You have like an invisible mode where you can crouch, you go invisible. It's pretty cool. You also have like a void dash, where you're dashing through the enemies while you're invisible, which is very cool. I think I called the void dash the void wave, the shockwave thing that I was talking about. But yeah, and that's basically all he can do right now, but he's very squishy, only has 100 health. So the focus system is being changed to make this guy more of a playable character, so you can use him more in combat, as well as a bunch of like other fancy cosmetic stuff, armor, maybe getting this guy some weapons as well that might be introduced. So there's a lot of different things that are coming into the Plains of Eidolon centered around this little guy right here. So what you guys basically have to do to prepare for all of that is farm focus. Now you'll see in below all of my little skills here, so Yunari, Vazrin, Zener, Ignarum, Madurai, we have all these different numbers, and these numbers is basically how much affinity or focus I have in each select skill, right? So I can use this focus to basically, like, you know, get these abilities, right? So it's kind of like XP points. So I just have to focus my focus into the focus ability, if that makes any sense, and then once I spend enough, I will then have the ability to, you know, use the ability, right? So I'm not going to go ahead and commit that changes because that was 150k and I want to keep that. But if you are a returning player and you've already invested into these trees, don't worry, because you are going to get all your focus back. So you'll be able to sort of like respec all of your focus points into the focus abilities that you want to use whenever Plains of Eidolon does come out. So that is basically, you know, all there is to know about this. So all you guys have to do is go ahead and equip a focus lens, which you can, you know, basically right now only equip either a regular focus lens or a greater focus lens, which you can either get from paying 40 platinum in the market up here. So just go ahead, type in focus. And then you can buy a greater focus lens for whichever skill you want, or you can get them from doing these sorties as well, which is a daily high-level activity, which consists of free missions and different modifiers, right, or conditions, as they like to call them in this game. So you can get focus lens by doing that, and you know, just putting it on a Warframe or weapon, which gets a lot of kills. Now, you know, trying to stress that a lot, gets a lot of kills. So put it on a weapon that you use a lot, put it on a Warframe such as Banshee, Ember, Equinox, Saren, big sort of, you know, AoE damage frames that, you know, can deal a fuck ton of damage, and then you should be good to go. And then take them onto planets like Hydron on Sedna, or Stoffler on Lua, or Akkad on Eris, and then just kill a load of enemies with that focus lens equipped, and you will get a load of focus. You get 100k a day, so if you are able to sort of like, you know, rotate which focus skill that you're farming for each day and like get 100k for every single focus every day. Well, you know, different days do a different focus skill is what I'm trying to say here. But, you know, if you just do that there, then you'll be able to get a lot of XP and you'll be able to cover a lot of trees because you are going to be like able to weave sort of the passives from other focus trees into like your main focus tree. That's an up and coming feature which just showed off in one of the primetime dev stream type things where Shull and Inexpensive Gamer was playing. So that's going to be a thing, but other than that, that's really all there is to talk about when it comes to focus without sort of like spoiling or ruining anything, because of course you guys want to know a little bit more about it as well. But other than that, this is going to be the loadout that I'm running. So I have Nova Prime, the Tigris Prime, the Axolotl Prime, and the Atarax. And this is because I'm going to be streaming the event. Well, not the event, but basically the entire update whenever it comes out. Like as soon as that update hits, I'm going to be streaming it flat out. And we're also going to be doing a achievement run, which is basically like surviving overnight. And what's going to happen is we're going to have to survive overnight. And then anyone who has their Warframe account linked to their Twitch account is going to get a reward. And whenever Twitch streamers who have their accounts linked get an achievement, anyone in chat with their accounts linked as well is also going to get you know, things in game. We don't know what you guys are going to be getting, but you're going to be getting things in game. So the more achievements we get done, then basically like, you know, the more stuff that you guys get. So it makes sense as a streamer to sort of like zip around and do everything super fast. So that's why I'm going to be using Nova Prime with this build right here, which is basically my M Prime build with an empty slot, which I'm going to reserve for an augment, which I can show you in a minute. But it's basically just my M Prime build where I can press 4, it lasts a very long time, and every enemy caught in the blast is slowed. And it also gives me a lot of damage reduction with my first ability because I get 16 orbs around me, so that's 16 times 5, and then that's basically my my damage, or you know, yeah, 5 times 16. Which is basically my damage reduction, just for you guys who'd like to do it the other way around. So I have this empty slot here. I can throw basically anything on. I recommend throwing on, you know, something like a Rush, Stretch, or the augment that I'm about to show you up here, which you can get from the Steel Meridian, which basically turns Nova's Wormhole kind of into the same thing as Vault's Speed. So let's see if we can find it here. We can type in Nova. There we go. So it's called Escape Velocity. So basically, once you go for the wormhole, you get Vault Speed for a very short amount of time, and the speed, or not the speed, but the duration actually scales with the duration that you have on your frame as well. So you actually have that for a very long time. It's just 7 base, so that is pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to be running in terms of frame, so I can get things done very fast, because we're going to have all these different missions to kind of do. So it makes sense for me to be able to jump around from mission to mission to sort of earn that reputation for the colonists, because you earn reputation with the colonists, and then you can take that reputation and then spend it on things like weapon parts or fishing bait, etc., which you're going to be able to equip to your gear slot, which is actually getting up to 12 different slots. So this is going to be a lot bigger, which means you also are going to have to like bind more gear slots to your keyboard key bindings. So you might want to go ahead and clear up a few keys just for more sort of gear slots, in case you want to, like, you know, maybe just press like, let's say 8 or something, and then be in your Archwing, because you can use your Archwing in the planes of Eidolon. Whenever it comes to my primary weapon, I'm going to be using the Tigris Prime with a 100% status build, Seeking Fury for my reload speed, and Punch Through Sweeping Serration for a lot more damage on my slash damage, Hell's Chamber for multi-shot, Prime Point Blank for my damage, and then obviously everything else is just for the status chance and the elemental damage. So it's a very strong build. It procs status 100% of the time. Every single pellet is 100% chance to proc a status effect, so you're procking a shit ton of slash damage, a shit ton of corrosive damage, a shit ton of blast damage, all that there good stuff. I think I said blast damage twice. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe I said slash damage. Maybe I said blast. I don't know. I have short-term memory loss. I just kind of sit behind the microphone and talk really fast. So that's kind of all I do. But next up is my Axolotl. And then my Axolotl, it's a very basic build. It's just a crit build. Prime Target Cracker, Prime Pistol Gambit, Lethal Torrent, Borrow the Fusion, Hornet Strike, Convulsion, Pathogen Runs for the corrosive damage, and then Hydraulic Crosshairs on there. So whenever I'm getting headshots, I have more crit chance, which means I have higher burst DPS, which is very cool. But other than that, that is pretty much it for the build. If you guys are like wondering why I'm running corrosive damage, I'm just going in guessing that all the enemies are going to be weak to corrosive. I don't actually know if there's going to be like enemies that are weak to radiation damage or whatever. So we're just kind of assuming at this point, but hopefully most of the enemies are weak to corrosive damage, because it is going to be an earth, and it is greenier enemies, so, you know, hopefully it's good. Hopefully the Eidolons aren't like weak to, like, I don't know, something weird like blast damage or something. So Last but not least, I have my Atarax, and the reason we're running this is because it's just to spin the Wind Weapon off the year, so Prime Pressure Point, Prime Reach, Blood Rush, Drifting Contact for that combo multiplier and status chance, Organ Shatter on there for more crit damage, Berserker for the attack speed, Maiming Strike for that additive crit chance, and we have Weeping Winds on there for that status chance as well, so we deal massive damage with the status procs, and we also deal massive damage with the crit procs too. Your stance doesn't really matter too much, but the RX is kind of just insane, and this is the build that I like to run on it. It costs free Forma, so yeah, it's really mental. And then last but not least, I have my carrier on here so I don't miss any resources whenever I'm running around in the plains. Make sure to go ahead and level up your vacuum if you haven't already. Let's say you're a newer player, because you are going to need to have all those resources which you may come across in the plains, because enemies are going to be everywhere, which means bodies are going to be everywhere, which means loot is going to be everywhere. So it just makes sense to have vacuum on just to kind of maximize your time, right? So other than that, I'm going to be moving on to the Archwing now, so go ahead, press select mode, head over to your Archwing. I don't know if I want to use either the Elytron or the Itzel. The Elytron's going to be good for killing a lot of enemies very fast because of the nuke, but the Itzel just seems like, you know, the best sort of Archwing to use to travel around a lot, and I don't really have, like, Forma builds for my Archwings, so I might have to Forma this between now and next week, so right now, what I would recommend doing is go ahead and throw on as much range as you can, and maybe as much flight speed as you can, as well as obviously ability efficiency in the form of system rewrite. And then just go ahead, use Itzel to sort of spam blink and get everywhere like super fast, and then use your Warframe to kill everything. I might take off maybe the armor, maybe, I don't know, what's the armor at? 95, that's very low, so I mean, if it's going to be low base, you could throw something different on there, like more energy. You know, that makes sense, throwing that on there, and then getting, like, yeah, of course, this makes more sense than the build that I had on beforehand. As long as I don't have a shield mod on. I have shield recharge. That doesn't really make any sense. You know, there's a lot of different things you could do. I already have efficient transfer on there, so I might have to go ahead and get, like, more mods and stuff to throw on. But as for the weapon, I mean, I have a Forma on this, but you can really use anything. I mean, the Imperator is, you know, just as good as anything else here. The Grattler's very nice, and the Fluctus is very nice. I do have a Forma in the Fluctus for some odd reason, but let's see what we actually have on this right now. It's probably because I said to myself, hey, I'm actually going to take Archwing builds seriously and post them on the YouTube channel, but then I just never, you know, got around to doing it because the mods are just kind of so bad, and the leveling is so bad as well. But you know, I'm probably going to have to go through and level a bunch of Archwing stuff as well for the planes. You can't even use Archwing weapons, I'm pretty sure, so I'm not even sure why I'm bothering showing you this, but, you know, this is just my Archwing loadout, I guess. So, yeah, don't even worry about your Archwing weapons then, I guess, because you can't use them. Forgot about that. So, I guess we're going to get out of the Archwing now, and then that is, that's pretty much it, actually. So, yeah, I'm going to be using Nova. I'm going to be blinking through the plains of Eidolon with Wormhole, and I'm just going to be bopping about the place, getting everything done. Obviously, you can use things like Vault, you can use things like Zephyr, you know, there's Nezha even. You can also use sniper rifles and stuff, because there's going to be a lot of different achievements. There's also been, like, a few achievements leaked, like, you know, sliding across the plains, like, for, like, a certain distance, or, you know, getting so many kills with snipers, or getting, like, maybe, I don't know if this is a real one because this is just me speculating, but maybe there's one for getting, like, a very long distance kill with a sniper. That could be a really cool thing, but other than that, I'm going to be using Nova. I'm going to be using Itzel, possibly the Elytron, if there's going to be, like, a big battleship sort of ship thing that the Green Air call on at some point. That would be cool to see, and then we can use the Elytron nukes to kind of destroy it, but you know, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming to Plains of Eidolon, and it's going to be super cool, and I think Nova and the loadout that I just showed is going to be the best to use to kind of get things done super fast and kind of, you know, maximize your time playing. So, maybe there's going to be a few things which require us to kind of, like, use something different. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see, but I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are excited for it too. So leave your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button below as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.